Welcome back to Wild West Motorsports Park. We seem to spend a lot of time here mostly because we only have 2 tracks, but hey, at least we have realistic tracks in a digital world. And in that digital world, we've gathered some of the best drivers, and here they are today to participate in the RekLes Racing League and see what kind of close duke 'em out type racing we can put together with what iRacing has provided to us. Here's a look at the field. You can see what kind of times they're running. Everybody here can shoot. These are fast drivers. They have good car control. I expect to see some good racing out of these guys. The number 2 car, Cameron Peterson's going to lead us to the line today. That car does look a little bit like a spaceship. Maybe that's because he is a bit of an alien among us. He seems to be running lap times up to a half a second faster than the other drivers. But that doesn't discourage us. We think that he might be human, and at some point we'll be able to take him down. Always a tough start here at Wild West. You don't have much time to get racked up before it goes green. Gary gets a good run on Jeremy there. We'll see if he can make up a position off the start. Cameron's out front. He's going to come in nice and clean. Oh, but Lon's going to give him a little bit of a bump, and that lets Josh get up underneath him. We'll go back and take a look at this start from a better angle. Cameron's going to take a bit of a defensive line to block the inside. Lon comes in a little hot, gets checked up on his bumper, which slows him down just enough for Josh to get up the long side, and there's that damn pace car. Coming into turn 2 here at Wild West. This is always a scary one on the starts. Oh, Jeremy had nowhere to go. Bumps into Lon, gets up on the wall, but everybody's out safely. Some of them go 3 wide there into turn 3. Everybody's charging to make up a position early on. Jeremy and Gary go door to door up the back straight, but Gary has the inside. Jeremy didn't see him on turn in there and got fed a wheel. We'll see if Jack can get around him as he runs up the inside. Looks like Cameron stretched out to a comfortable lead. Josh right behind him. Here comes Lon charging in. Bodie gets checked up a bit. And the pace car. Everybody nice and tight as we bump and bang into turn 2 for a second time. Lon gets hooked up on the back of Josh's truck like a trailer. It always pushes you wide when that happens, kills your apex. But didn't seem to slow him down too much. Still right on Josh's bumper as they come into turn 4. Gary bounces a little wide, has to do some counter steering. He's able to keep Jeremy behind him though. Three laps in, everybody's still nice and close. Except Cameron, who's checked out on the rest of the field. That's what happens when you make up half a second or so per lap. Wild West is a great track for a lot of reasons. It has everything I like in a facility. There's elevation change, there's big jumps, there's technical spots. It's just a really well-rounded track. The dirt develops nicely. It doesn't get too slick toward the end of the race. And it does challenge the shock tuners quite a bit because you have to be able to land off of that jump right there. They hit that finish line jump going anywhere from 100 to 102 miles an hour, and the impact is incredible when those cars land. And if you don't have your shock set up right, and you do that for 10 laps straight or even 8 laps, you won't have much of a car by the end of the race, and you can actually blow your engine. And once your shocks start to fade, you know, obviously they don't dampen properly, and coming into this tricky turn 4 right here can be extremely difficult because the car bottoms out right there, and then you have to get it gathered back up to apex that corner. And it's just, there's a lot of attrition that goes into this track, which is an important thing to learn if you want to participate in off-road racing, because these cars are powerful, heavy, fragile machines that we bump and bang into each other with and hurl off of jumps. And oh, it looks like Lon Franks is up on the wall, flips it over, but he gets it turned around and only loses one position. We'll go back and see exactly what happened here. Lon's going to try to dive up in the inside, make a pass on Josh, but makes too much contact, which puts Josh out of shape. He has to check up. There's nowhere for Lon to go. Luckily, Bodie was there to turn him back around and get him on 4 wheels. Gary Green was able to avoid contact, and he makes up a position on him. Lon's going to dive at the inside of turn 2 there to try to get that spot back. See if he can cross over, get under Gary. Pushes him out a little bit wide into that loose dirt. He's able to make the pass stick. Rubbin's racing in short course, and that's one way to make a pass right there. Jeremy's going to lean on Gary here, try to push him in turn 4, see if he can force an error to make up a position before the competition caution. Looks like Gary does run a little bit wide, but he's able to hang on to the spot. One more lap to go until we'll slow him down and regroup the field so we can get a little closer battle going toward the end of this race. Oh, Jeremy gives Gary a little bit of a bump there. It's always a tough spot when you're racing close coming into that corner because there's a couple different ways to approach it and not a whole lot of room for error. We're about to wrap up lap 6 here, and that'll bring us to the halfway point of this race where we've implemented a competition caution. That'll regroup the field so we can get a nice close race for the second half. Short course being kind of a niche sport, and the competition caution not really being a standard in most forms of racing, iRacing doesn't have an option for us, so we've elected to do it manually. And what we do is when the leader crosses the line on the halfway point, we'll call out competition caution verbally or via text, and then the rest of the field knows to slow down and not crash into each other when we cross that lap. We get everybody grouped back up. Looks like Lon took a pit, which we don't normally do that, but he took some damage in those rollovers. Cameron's going to lead us to the line here, single file restart, and we're going green. Oh no, and Lon gets checked up on the wall again and goes over. That's a tough spot, especially in traffic, because you come in for a nice tight apex on that wall, and if anybody kills your momentum in the slightest, it'll change the trajectory of your slide. And any contact with that inside wall usually winds up in a turtle effect. But I see a white car back there, so it looks like Lon got it all on 4 wheels, and we're racing again. The whole group is here. And as you can see, there's still plenty of room in our races, so don't be shy. The more the merrier. Jump in, regardless of your skill level. You don't have to be able to run 50s. Just try to run consistent laps, and it can come down to whoever doesn't crash. You know, you got to figure Cameron Peterson's running in the mid-50s for the most part during these races. So if you're running in the mid-51s, that's only 1 second per lap, and in a 14-lap race, that's not anywhere near enough time to get lapped. So all you have to do is maintain a consistent speed and not crash to be competitive here, because there always seems to be mistakes. Somebody always winds up in the pits, so if you can keep your car on the track the whole time, odds are you will not be last. If you're not currently a member of the RekLes Racing League and don't know anything about leagues or how to join them, iRacing has a league directory both on the member website and on the new beta interface. You can go in there, search RekLes Racing Pro 4, it'll pop up, you click on it, you apply. I'll approve your application, and then you're free to race with us as long as you're up to the current safety requirements. We require a Class D 3.0 if you want to race in the fixed series, and a Class C 3.0 to race in this open series here. It's not hard to do. All you have to do are put down some clean races. It doesn't take very many. The more contact you make in a race, the longer it takes. So just go out there with the goal of getting a clean race. Winning doesn't help you class up any faster. So get yourself some clean races and then come out here and race with us. It's a good time. Everybody's relaxed and chill. Nobody gets uptight about anything. There's no money involved. Nobody has to fix their car if they crash. It's just a good time. The goal is to get as many cars in a race as possible. So, like I said, don't be shy. Jump in. Come have fun with us. It's a good time. Not to mention, one of the best ways to progress is to surround yourself with the best in the business. And you're looking at them right here. With the exception of a few people who are in our league but don't race with us for some reason, these are the best drivers in the world right here. And they're very helpful. They'll help you with your driving lines, driving style, setup, things like that. These people want nothing more than to have a good race. Looks like everybody's kind of fallen into a pretty steady groove here. Nothing really changing position or anything. Looks like Bodie's in a position to strike on Josh. Jeremy's pushing on Lon here. I think Lon actually just made a pass on Jeremy. We'll go back and see what happened here. Yeah, it looks like Lon's going to get a run off the inside here. That's a good way to pass on this track. Dive to the inside of turn one, outbrake him, push him just a little bit wide if you can. Get underneath him, block the exit, and textbook pass right there by Lon Franks. A lot of times this right here is where things get spicy. When a driver makes a pass on another, the one who got past wants nothing more than to get that position back, so they start throwing caution to the wind and doing things they wouldn't normally do. But in this case, it appears that Lon's going to get away clean on this one, and he'll keep the spot. Bodie takes a nice little bounce into turn 4 there. Always a tricky one, hard to make consistent. Cameron Peterson has a good, comfortable lead as we cross over lap 12, I believe, of this 14-lap race. Everybody's pretty evenly spaced. That's one of the things that more cars on the field would help out with, is the more cars, the more variables. The more variables, the less likely everybody is to fan out into a perfect spread like this. Something we could try in the future to mix things up would be an inverted starting order. I know Lucas Oil did this for a number of years. They may still. And when I raced in the OTL Assetto Corsa League, they would invert the top, I believe the top 5, or possibly the whole field at times. And how we would accomplish that is we would have a qualifying session. You would take the times from that and then invert them by doing another qualifying session and have everyone do a parade lap in reverse order, and that way when they cross the line it recalibrates the qualifying positions and the game will grid you in that order. So if we have trouble getting good close racing and close battles with a spaceship running away from the rest of the field, which that's no fun for him, he'd probably rather be back here trying to pass cars. We might try that in the future, get it inverted starting and shake things up a bit. Lon has a little bit of run on Gary here. He's going to look to the inside, see if he can make up one more spot before we take the checkered flag. Looks like Gary's going to hang on to it. Well, there you have it, folks. Another great race in the books. It's always a pleasure racing with these guys, and like we said, the more the merrier. Come on out, join, race with us. Congratulations to Cameron for another win. We'll join him on his victory lap here. See what kind of gymkhana skills he's been working on. .360s are easier said than done. You have to carry a lot of speed. That's interesting line coming in turn 4 right there. Carry a little extra speed coming down that hill. Just another day in the office here at the RekLes Racing League. Happy to have you all aboard. Like I said, join the league, come race with us. Don't be shy. Everybody's cool. Nobody's going to judge you if you're not as fast as, the aliens among us. Not a big deal. It's about having good races and getting as many people on track as possible. Here's a look at the official results for this race. You can see the practice and qualifying times are a little bit scary, but like I said, not everybody was running these times a couple months ago. So this is the development of the sport. Get on it, have fun, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.